Here we go.
Oh, that just shows a typical green building. A lot of people don't understand what green building is all about. And you only know a building is green when you sort of cut away like that and see what features are there inside.
Right.
And green is just not about just taking a building and plumping in features, okay, lighting, air conditioning. The building's got to be designed green from day one. And the only way you can look at a green building from outside is, let's say they have a solar panel outside, or they have a lot of trees. You think that's green, but in reality, green talks about 5 key areas, which is the site itself, where you're on, like landscaping. Talk about water efficiency, energy efficiency, and the materials that you use, recyclability of the materials, and then finally, it's the indoor environment quality. This is where your VOCs come in.
Okay.
And it's important that, whatever you do, you minimize your use of electricity.
Right.
You waste, you minimize the waste of water. I think this is important. Because if you can bring down the temperature of a house by 2 to 3 degrees without using, air conditioning, without using, the electricity that generates this coolness, then you are contributing to a greenhouse. For example, using a water. For developer, those days we have one flush for everything.
Yeah.
Now we have a dual flush system.
That's right.
And now we are talking of windows, designing windows that bring in just enough light.
Right.
But you don't, because we have to take in consideration that now everybody use aircon.
Yes.
And make sure that not much of this heat also, this coolness go out and get wasted. You see? And in the old days, we have this ventilation block that bring in air,
That's
cool
right.
air, and then there's cross ventilation and so on.
Those days.
But now those are removed. Those are removed because of the the advance of aircon.
That's right.
And of course, cheap electricity don't help green.
Yes.
Cheap water don't help green. So all this, then we tap onto this convenience of having aircon. Just flush the water.
Okay.
We wash our plate under running water.
Yes, that's
These
right.
are the things that we do.
Yeah.
In fact, green start with the individual itself. They can do a lot of things. They can mitigate this climate change. The way we run our life, the way we travel. That's why we are looking at perhaps the house contribute significantly, but the individual just turning off the switch
makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, make a lot of difference.
That's right. Now let's very quickly, before we wind up for the day, Bernard, can you just very quickly talk about carbon footprints in a very summarized manner? What can one individual do out there if they want to reduce, he or she wants to reduce their carbon footprints individually? What can they do?
Okay, this is a topic that's been talked about a lot. A carbon footprint is just like your footprint.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody in the US will have a carbon footprint about the size of a mile.
Oh, wow.
Somebody in Africa may have a carbon footprint smaller than his entire carbon footprint itself. What it consists of is how you run your life, like Nata was talking about, how much electricity you consume, how much water you consume. The water doesn't really add up to your carbon footprint because it's a different ecological cycle.
Right.
Then you talk about material that you use and food that you eat.
Right.
Simple, like, we talked about it earlier. Beef.
That's right.
Now, if you eat beef, like you spend 5,000 ringgit, say on beef, and say 2,500 ringgit on say dairy products.
Right.
They are related. It's about 23 tons of carbon.
Oh, wow.
Just that alone. So I was calculating for the event. We're going to spend that much. So if we don't have beef and we don't have say dairy products, we save 23 tons of carbon. That's mind-boggling, right?
Cut down your beef.
Yeah.
Beef.
Or become vegetarian.
Vegetarian, yes. I know that you're already vegetarian.
No, I'm half vegetarian.
Half vegetarian. Well, either
good
half
enough for us.
or full.
Yes.
It helps in a lot of ways that you need to be aware about this, Malaysia, because it is important for you to be aware about what kind of legacy you're leaving for your children, for instance. For the future generation, it is important.
It is.
Now, gentlemen, let's just wind up very quickly about the conference itself. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the viewers?
Yeah.
Yes, I think this is essentially organized for developers, and we are bringing experts who has contributed to green building design, the green features that they design. They are coming here, to talk about maybe some new inventions, some innovation in the green area, and we like to impart on the developer and share with them, how each and every one of us, whether individually or as a developer and organization, can contribute to this
What they can do.
This climate change issue, and to mitigate this effect caused by this climate change.
Okay, and Bernard, to you, last words that you'd like to impart.
Yes, this event is going to be a carbon neutral event, and that is the sort of the plus point into the green solutions that we talked about earlier. Now, what we will do basically is we will try to reduce the carbon impact, like catering again.
Yes.
Everybody comes, don't wear jackets, just wear thin clothing.
Right.
So we'll increase the air conditioning temperature, set temperature by 2 degrees up, say from 22 to say 24.
Right.
That saves a lot of electricity.
Right.
And we'll try to bring the carbon impact down, say from 50 tons right down to say 20 tons. And the remaining 20 tons that we cannot do anything about, we'll try to offset it with a local project that has got energy efficiency programs going for them.
Okay.
So that is one thing that's interesting. It's probably going to be the first carbon neutral event for developers.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sounds like
Fantastic.
it.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
for you out there, if you are a developer and if they would like to join, how does this come? Do they log on to somewhere?
Yeah, they can log on to Radar Institute site or EROF, Eastern Regional Organization for Planning and Housing,
Okay.
our website. We've got all the information for them. In fact, we hope they will just log on the website instead of printing, instead of us sending them
Yeah.
brochure,
Yeah.
because that contribute to
That's not
the,
green.
the bigger carbon footprint.
Right.
Yes.
That's not green.
Right.
True.
Thank you.
All
And
right.
that's what we
right.
will do.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dato',
Ayan.
and thank you,
Dato'.
Bernard.
All right. So,
Okay.
folks, for those of you developers out there, remember, sign up, attend this conference. And for those of you at home, don't worry.
happy.
Green homes does not necessarily mean ugly homes.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure they have design structures, design
Yeah.
architects, interior designers who will make sure your green home stays beautiful and
right.
on top of its class.
And
right?
remember, as an individual, you are leaving a legacy. So think about that.